Hiring. That word, hiring people, building teams. Now, part of my jobs, my main job, I should say, is building teams, hiring. And you've heard me talk about, a CEO's role in a company, cast vision, build culture, build teams, build strong teams. That is the core, the foundation of building a strong company that is then scalable. And when it comes to hiring, I have a very unorthodox approach. I do not hire resumes. I could care less about resumes. I hire the person or the player that can grow into the person that we need. And I'm not saying I don't consider their work history by any means. It's not what I'm saying. But it isn't the core thing that I focus on is, this person worked here or there, or they did this thing or that thing. Resumes have a way of everybody looking good. Like every single person that has a resume looks like a superstar. How can everybody be a superstar? How can every single person be an A player just because they have a resume? That's false. And so if the playing field is even, cool, everybody looks good, then you should not hire off of that because it's going to lead you down the wrong path. It's a false narrative. Not everybody can be an A player. And so when I'm hiring, I try and focus on the person. The person's goals, aspirations. That's really important there. Will they plug into the culture? Do I think on this vision, culture, vision being the vertical and culture being the horizontal, can this person plug in and grow? Could I 9-box them now or in the future into that top quadrant? That's a very important first step. Are they growth oriented? Are they motivated? Are they willing to freaking pack up and move across the country? That's a big tell for me if somebody's willing to do that. They're all in. I like people to be all in. I'm not saying that you're going to get that all the time. You can still be all in and not be physically in a location. But I really like it when someone has the willingness to discuss that, because it just shows how much they want to be part of what you're building. I'll tell you where I've made mistakes in hiring and where. And I've hired a lot of people. I mean, I've probably hired 1,000, 2,000 people over the years. I don't even know how many I've hired. My core group is still my core group. My first 4 employees are still the same people. None of them had any experience when we started. We all learned together. And so I'm not just saying what I'm saying about hiring the right people for the purpose. But if you have a growth mindset and you're willing to grow with them, folks will stick with you for a long time, because they're not squatters or renters, they're owners, and they treat your business like they own it. Where I'll give you a couple of hints on how to make sure that when you're hiring somebody, you're hiring the right person. It's easy enough for anyone to pick out, is this person going to fit into my culture? Do they buy into our purpose? Do they buy into this mission and this long-term strategic vision? Like those are things you can pick up easily. The things you can't pick up are how the person might treat your business. So one good way is go to dinner. Ask them to drive. Ask them to drive. If they're hesitant, or if their car is a disaster, right? Like if there's shit everywhere in their vehicle, well, that means their mind is a disaster, and they're going to treat your business like they treat their vehicle. All right, so that's a red flag. I learned this technique from one of my friends up here in Maine who owns a factory. Another one is take them out to dinner and have a real conversation. And better yet, if you can, take them and their significant other out to dinner. A person is only as good in the office as they are being supported at home in their career. Now, this is a place where I have made mistakes. I tend to usually take the individual out to dinner, and on occasion we've had their spouse come to dinner, but we never made it a thing to do that. It was always kind of optional. And now when we're hiring for management and or director or executive level positions, it's necessary. I don't think I'll hire anyone else again without making sure that the nuclear family, the husband and wife, are aligned around the opportunity. Because if there's hesitancy in their relationship about it, then that's a crash course of disaster. And I just think that's a really important call out. If you do this, especially when you're hiring managers, directors, and up, regardless of how talented the person is, regardless of how deep their resume is and their experience, you're going to know if you're getting someone who is going to get support from the outside, because building anything is going to be unbalanced. And so you want to make sure the juice is worth the squeeze in the long run, that you're not going to hire somebody, invest all this time, capital, and capacity into them, and then a year later they're going to disappear on you because of the external forces. They're not happy at home, and so it's just a call out on really taking the time to integrate the right people. And then the other thing is you have to understand that there's no silver bullet. That's a big one. No one. There's not one single person that's going to come into your enterprise and solve all your problems. All right? There's not. Nobody has that depth of knowledge and skill to be able to come in and fix everything in the interim and in the future. Nobody does. Nobody's that good. Everyone is human, and that's my last call out, is we're all flawed. And so if you think about that, well, every human has emotion and every human is flawed, and you're trying to put flawed humans together to share in building something meaningful. It's going to be imperfect. It's never going to be, unless AI takes over and it's just robots making decisions, which if that's the case, we'll be up here in Maine with the resistance, fighting like John Connor and the Terminator, the machines, which might actually happen at some point. You never know. But everybody's flawed, and so you're never going to find a perfect person. And so imperfections also don't come through in resumes. Like you'll never know their imperfections. And so when you take someone out to dinner, them and their significant other out to dinner, these are questions to ask. Like, where have you failed? What? And I like to position it. I don't usually ask that. I'll say, like, how have you bled? Like, I remember interviewing my CFO at Jocko Fuel, Don Miller, and I remember taking him out to dinner and asking him, Don, have you bled? And he knew exactly what I meant. How, like, what tuition have you paid in life? And you really want to know the just like when we go and capture a customer, we're capturing mind share and soul share. When you're hiring somebody, you want to make sure that their mind and their heart is in it, and not just theirs, but they're going to get that support system that they're going to need to come in and win. So people are flawed. There's no silver bullet. They're going to treat your business like they treat your car. Make sure you take their significant other to dinner. Don't hire the resume, hire the person. Those are my key call outs when hiring. And if you stick to this, you'll win. And the last thing that I'll say about building teams is I like to put people on like 90-day probations, and this doesn't always work if somebody's like leaving a job and coming to work for you. But 90 days is going to be a really nice lead indicator on if this person is right for your company or not. Okay, and I'm not saying their personality needs to match yours, because you certainly don't want all of a bunch of yous running around. You want people that bring new ideas and think differently. So stick to this. Listen, I'm at the media department here. I'm gonna go bring them this new sling sack and the new backpack, and I want to see this, shoot photos of it. But a little bit on hiring. If you have any questions about building teams, culture, hiring people, this is the model that I stick to. It's worked really well. When I've left one of the things out, like I didn't go to dinner with them or their spouse, I didn't do a probationary period, or I thought this person was going to come in and solve everything, I've screwed myself in the company. And so this is a system that I follow now when hiring. That's real important. I think it'll work for you. Again, ask any questions, comments below, and I can answer those for you. Otherwise, I'm going to get back to it.